What do you feel when you walk through here, when you see that?
You know, when I come to the Rose Bowl, it's really a feeling of nostalgia. I mean, look, we came here 4 straight years to play in the Rose Bowl game. It was something that we trained for because in order at that time to play in the Rose Bowl, you had to win the conference championship. And for 3 of those years, if you didn't win the conference championship, you didn't go to any bowl. So our goal was to always come to the Rose Bowl. And man, we were very fortunate to be able to do that 4 straight years. But when I'm in this, I want to say building, but when I'm here at the Rose Bowl, it's a feeling of nostalgia, great memories, tough memories, but it's a feeling that I love having because it really reminds me of some successful football teams that I played on during my time at the Ohio State University. And those were very, very special times, especially with the people that I played with.
None, you've said, more special than the 73 team playing in the 74 Rose Bowl. You said that's the one game you'd put in a time capsule that signifies Ohio State football, Archie Griffin football. Why?
No question about it. That 74 Rose Bowl certainly was my favorite game. Certainly my favorite Rose Bowl because we won that one, first of all. And the reason that it was so special is because in 1973, the 1973 Rose Bowl, we came out here and we got our tails kicked. Southern Cal, I mean, they beat us handily. I mean, and we wanted the opportunity to come back out and play against Southern Cal again. But that year, a lot of things went on. We had a great season. We were undefeated, but we got to the Michigan game and we had a tie, 10-10. And the game was played at Michigan, and the athletic directors in the Big Ten had to vote to see who was going to play in the Rose Bowl. And some people thought Michigan should go, and we thought we should go. I mean, we played Michigan at Michigan. They didn't beat us at Michigan, so we felt that no, we should go. Well, the athletic directors voted, and we got the nod to come out here. And it was like we had new birth. And we came out here, we took everything serious, came out here and won that football game pretty much by the same score that they had beaten us the year before. That was a great football team that I played on that year, but that was my favorite Rose Bowl for sure, but one of my very, very favorite games, period.
How different is out here being Pasadena compared to back there, Columbus, late December, early January?
Hey, Neil, I don't have to tell you this, but I mean, it's a big difference. I mean, the wind's blowing, you could have snow, you could have ice. I mean, you can have all the elements that you could possibly have. And so coming out here, you know, it was new. And for us, from being in the Midwest, you know, when you talk about California, you know, you talking about Hollywood, you're talking about Disneyland. I mean, it was something that we weren't used to. And so we always look forward to coming out here to be able to really get involved in some of those attractions because your family would come out and everybody would just have a joyous time. But the key part for us, when you come out here, is how do you stay focused? Because there's so many distractions with all the wonderful things out here that you could get caught up with that and then lose focus. And Woody always tried to make sure that we stayed focused. It worked sometimes, but sometimes it didn't either, especially when you come out 4 years because you develop new friends and everybody knows each other, look forward to seeing each other, the whole works. But we always look forward to being here.
All right, so 74 was the special season. Put us in the bus as that Ohio State football buses enter here and then into the locker room before you take the field, obviously for warm up, but then the tunnel for the game. What kind of emotion are you feeling?
Well, me, I was always nervous. I mean, I got nervous for every football game. If I didn't get nervous, then something was wrong. But I got nervous for every football game, and I knew that this was a huge game. I knew that everybody was watching this game. When I was a kid growing up in Columbus, you know, that's what we did on New Year's Day. We watched the Buckeyes play, certainly if they were in the Rose Bowl. And when I was a kid, the only bowl game that they could go to was the Rose Bowl. I would certainly watch Ohio State, but whoever in the Big Ten would play in that Rose Bowl, we would be focused on them because it's the granddaddy of them all. It really is. And that was very, very important to us in the Midwest. But when I'm going into the Rose Bowl, going down the ramp, the whole works, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I want to play the best game that I can possibly play. Usually when I'm nervous, I play well. I mean, that shows that I have some concern about what I'm getting ready to do. And I always felt pretty nervous when it came time to play in the Rose Bowl.
So 74, you're standing on the field and you're looking up in the stands and there's 100,000. Like, do you have to make sure you don't get caught up in the fanfare? Like, how do you separate that? Or how do you enjoy it? Or how do you combine those two things?
Well, first of all, we were used to playing in front of large crowds because at that time at Ohio State, the Horseshoe, we always got 87,000, 86, 87,000 at that time. So we were used to playing in front of large crowds. And I really did not let the crowd affect me. It's a matter of focusing on that field, what you were doing on the field. In warm up, you want to make sure that you do all the plays that they call right, do all the fundamental things, and you want to make sure that you're warmed up enough to go in and play an outstanding football game. And that's what it was about, playing an outstanding football game, because you knew that you were going to play some tough competition. You knew you were going to be in a battle before you even stepped out on the field. So you just wanted to make sure that your mind was in the right mental state.
All right, so we've determined what it meant to the Ohio State football team to be here, what it meant to the folks of Columbus to be here at that time of the year. What does this place mean, bigger picture, to sports as a whole, even internationally, this setting and this building?
This place, it's iconic. I mean, that's the best way to put it. I mean, the Rose Bowl is an American treasure. I mean, this place is very, very, very special. And I think anybody who has the opportunity to come to the Rose Bowl should make sure that they take that opportunity, because it's a very, very special place, historic, and you want to be able to say that I've been at the Rose Bowl. You really want to say that you watched a Rose Bowl game, because those games are games that people look forward to each and every year.
There's not very many people that can say you want to have your statue at the Rose Bowl. You haven't seen it. It's undercover, but certainly, what emotion did you feel walking up to that just moments ago and looking at where your space and where you're going to be forever?
Well, it's a proud moment. Again, it brings back memories of me playing in the Rose Bowl, but I really look at it as something of a team award because I was very fortunate. I was fortunate to be in the right place at the right time with the right people to make the opportunities that I had to play in the Rose Bowl happen. I mean, that couldn't have happened anywhere, but at Ohio State University, with the coaches that coached us and the players that I played with, we were able to make it happen. So I'm honored totally, but at the same time, I'm thinking the guys that I played with, because they are the ones that really did what it takes to get us here to play in those Rose Bowls every year. But it's an absolute tremendous honor to have a statue in your honor. And again, I think it's more a team honor than an honor for me because of what those guys did to help me do what I did.
Brian Hanlon, the sculptor who's done the other 4 sculptures that are here, what kind of input do you have? Does Bonita have? does your kids have when you're doing something like this?
Well, that's one of the great things. I mean, Brian, we talked about it, and he asked me questions, and I gave him some little things about what we were wearing, and I explained to him some of the pads that we wore, because when we played in the Midwest, we used to play on those astroturf fields, and it just burned your skin off. So I used to wear pads and stuff on the knees because of that. So we had a lot of discussion about the uniform and all kind of things. And one of the things that we did is we used one of the covers of Sports Illustrated to do that statue, and it's going to be interesting to see how it turned out. I'm looking forward to it.
Also, they've through generous donations of a lot of people from Columbus.
Yes, indeed.
An identical statue to the one here is going back to Columbus. Yes. So you've hit the daily double.
That's right. And Neil, I never thought I'd have one statue. Man, it's just incredible to have two. One at the Ohio State University, where a lot of folks from the university and a lot of fans of the Buckeyes will have an opportunity to enjoy, as well as when they come out here, they can see that. But this Heisman walk is very, very special. I didn't really realize that there were only 18 of us that have played in the Rose Bowl, and so that was something that was surprising to me. But I know that all 18 of them probably feel the same way that I do, that the Rose Bowl is very, very special, and it's something that they wouldn't trade anything for.
Yeah, that legacy walk is right behind us right here on both sides. You said it's very special. What makes it special to you?
What makes it special is that you got people who've done the same thing you've done, Heisman winners, who are great players, and that you're amongst that. You're a part of that. And so that's what makes it special to me. And I know a lot of those guys. I know all those guys just about because and some of the older guys that played in it I may not have gotten to know, but I certainly know those guys from Ohio State that played, Vic Janowitz and Hopalong Cassidy and folks like that. And it was very special to them as well.
They all know you. How did playing football affect your work ethic in everything you've done?
Well, football, it's a great sport. And when I was coming up, my parents had priorities for us. They always wanted us to, first of all, trust God. Secondly, they wanted us to have an education. But that third thing they wanted us to do was to participate in sports. And we participated in a lot of sports. But football was a sport that they really liked, because in football, it teaches you how to deal with pressure. It teaches you how to get along in a team situation. But the most important thing that football teaches you is how to get up once you get knocked down. And that's a lesson that everybody can benefit from, because things don't always go the way that you want them to go. You have tough times, you have adversity, you have setbacks in your life, and you got to be able to deal with those setbacks. And football, that game, teaches you how to deal with those tough times. It teaches you to get back up and continue to strive to reach for the goals in which you set for yourself.
They refer to the Rose Bowl as America's stadium. First time you heard that, what'd you think?
Well, I can see why. I mean, just look at the setting. I mean, think about a New Year's Day, the mountains, the sun setting, fabulous setting. I mean, I could see why. I mean, and I believe that. I mean, it's become America's stadium to me. Now, certainly, I love the horseshoe at Ohio State. I think that's very, very special. But coming out to the Rose Bowl, playing in a stadium that's hosted all kind of different events, it's really something that's extraordinary. And so I can understand it being America's stadium, simply because not only does it take care of football in the Rose Bowl Classic, but it also hosts soccer, it hosts Olympic events, entertainment events, all kinds of things.
Why is preserving the legacy of America's stadium so important, not just in terms of the events that are hosted here, but the deeper meaning of a gathering place?
This place is historic. It's something that people should know about, and it should be a destination for people to visit when they are in the area. As I mentioned before, it's iconic. It's an American jewel. I mean, it's that special, and that's why it should be preserved, and that's why I think folks should always think about when they're in Southern California to make a trip here. And one of the things that I've enjoyed about it, especially being here right now, is we're driving up here on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and I see people everywhere. I see people out there playing soccer. I see people riding bicycles in groups. I see people jogging. It's a place that people seem to enjoy and have a great time. And it looks wonderful when you drive up and you see all that action going on right here at the Rose Bowl.
They used to have ostrich races here. Back in your best day, could you outrun an ostrich?
I have no idea. I have no idea how fast an ostrich is, but I think an ostrich might be pretty fast.
And Terry Bradshaw, I think it was, who said, when you get here, if you close your eyes, this place will talk to you. If you closed your eyes and listened, what's it say to Archie Griffin?
Oh my goodness. If I close my eyes and listen, Archie, give it your best. Be the best that you can be. And that's what I always tried to do when I played in this game. Be the best that I could possibly be. And I knew that my teammates were going to be working hard to do the same thing. And we didn't have a ton of success with our Rose Bowls, but we had success getting here, and we had success in one of the biggest Rose Bowls.
You're the best. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.